If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth, by which no one was ever truly harmed. It is the person who continues in his self-deception and ignorance who is harmed. Marcus Aurelius. Imagine waking up day after day, pouring your heart into everything you do, be it your relationships, your job, or your personal projects, only to feel like your efforts go unnoticed, like you're screaming at the top of your lungs, but all you hear back is silence. This struggle is a silent battle many face in the quest for recognition and self-worth. The craving to be valued not just for what we do, but for who we are is a universal desire that transcends age, occupation, and status. Now let's journey back over 2 millennia to ancient Greece and Rome, where Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus grappled with these same questions of value, purpose, and self-worth. Despite the chasm of time and the evolution of society and technology, the essence of our human struggles remains unchanged. Stoicism offers not merely philosophical concepts, but a practical toolkit for navigating the complexities of daily life. These ancient strategies, honed through centuries of observation and reflection, are surprisingly relevant for today's challenges. Welcome to I Am Stoic channel. If you in any way find this video helpful, one favor I would like to ask you is subscribe to the channel. If you've ever felt overlooked or undervalued, the journey ahead is about changing that narrative. This isn't just about Stoicism, it's about transforming your life with practical, actionable wisdom. So whether you're new here or you've been with us, gear up. This journey is about growing, building resilience, and embracing the kind of wisdom that stands the test of time, ready to see how. Stay with us as we explore the secrets to not just being seen, but being valued for who you truly are. Number 1, value your time. Let's talk about something we all have but often squander without a second thought: our time. Every morning the alarm clock rings, marking the start of another day. It's easy to hit snooze, roll over, and let valuable minutes slip away into oblivion. We often find ourselves saying, "I'll do it tomorrow," postponing not just tasks, but our dreams and aspirations. This habitual delay not only steals our time, but also diminishes our sense of worth and potential. The core challenge here isn't just about managing time. It's about valuing it as our most precious resource. The common struggle we face is the illusion of unlimited time. We treat days as if they are endless, pushing what truly matters to some day, which sadly often never comes. This conflict between knowing time is finite and acting as if it were infinite leads to a life filled with regrets and what-ifs. As Seneca once said, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements. If it were all well invested, the resolution lies in adopting a Stoic approach to time management, recognizing each moment as a non-renewable resource and acting with purpose and urgency. Imagine the profound shift in your life when you start each day with a clear intention, focusing on what truly matters and cutting out the noise that distracts you from your purpose. By valuing your time, you signal to yourself and others that your life, your goals, and your contributions are of immense value. This mindset not only elevates your self-worth, but also inspires those around you to consider how they spend their own time. Reflecting on Seneca's wisdom, ask yourself, how can I act today to make the most of the time I've been given? Let this question guide your actions and decisions, making each day a testament to your value and your legacy. The next strategy might just be the key to unlocking a deeper sense of value in a place you least expect. But 2, take care of yourself first. Think about it. You're at the end of your rope, with a schedule packed from dawn till dusk, with tasks that you don't want to do, but that are tailored to the needs and wants of others rather than your own. It's like you're a smartphone constantly in use, its battery draining faster than it can recharge. This scenario isn't just familiar. It's a reality for many, leaving us feeling depleted, undervalued, and sometimes invisible. The conflict here runs deep. It's the internal struggle between the desire to be there for others and the often overlooked necessity to prioritize our own well-being. It's a balancing act that many get wrong, tipping the scales towards burnout rather than harmony. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, once advised, "He who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe." This quote cuts to the heart of our dilemma, reminding us that the foundation of a fulfilling life starts with looking inward and caring for oneself. Embracing this Stoic principle means understanding that self-care isn't selfish. It's essential. By ensuring our own cup is full, we equip ourselves to give more genuinely and effectively to others. This shift in perspective isn't just about self-preservation. It's about enriching our capacity to contribute to the world around us. So let's do it. How can we start putting ourselves first in a way that deepens our value, both to ourselves and to those we interact with? Reflect on this and consider small daily acts of self-care that can lead to a more balanced and respected existence. Curious about how this foundation of self-care can be built upon to further enhance your sense of value? Our next strategy is full of unexpected turns and insights. Number 3, listen more and speak less. Have you ever found yourself in a conversation, eagerly waiting for your turn to speak, rehearsing your response instead of truly listening to what the other person is saying? This scene is all too familiar in our fast-paced world, where the art of listening has taken a back seat to the urgency of being heard. It's a world where conversations often feel like competitions, and the one who speaks the loudest is perceived to hold the floor. The challenge at hand is the struggle between the desire to express ourselves and the patience to listen to others. In a society that celebrates extroversion and quick responses, the quiet power of listening is often overshadowed. We are conditioned to believe that our value in a conversation comes from the weight of our words, leading to a common internal battle, the fear of silence being mistaken for ignorance or indifference. There is a quote often attributed to Epictetus which says, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This simple yet profound guidance encourages us to embrace the Stoic virtue of listening, a skill that not only allows us to truly understand others, but also to reflect on our own thoughts and beliefs. By prioritizing listening over speaking, we offer ourselves the opportunity to learn, grow, and connect on a deeper level. Embracing the practice of listening more than speaking transforms our interactions, leading to richer, more meaningful relationships. It's about valuing the perspectives of others as much as we value our own, creating a space where everyone feels heard and respected. So how can we implement this Stoic strategy in our daily lives to cultivate a more fulfilling and respected existence? Start by actively listening in your next conversation, fully present and engaged, and notice the difference it makes. Number 4, always be yourself. Imagine you're at a crossroads in life. Faced with the choice of following the crowd or carving out your own path, it's like standing at the edge of a forest. The well-trodden path is clear and inviting, but something within you is drawn to the unmarked trail, the one that promises an adventure unique to you. The dilemma here is as old as time: conformity versus authenticity. It's the internal tug of war between fitting in and standing out, between silencing your voice to appease others and speaking your truth. We've all felt that pressure to mold ourselves into what we think the world wants us to be, often at the expense of our true selves. It's a battle between the comfort of acceptance and the fear of rejection. As the Stoic philosopher Lucius Annius Seneca said, "If you wish to be loved, love." This simple yet profound statement cuts to the heart of our struggle. It suggests that the key to being valued and appreciated is not in changing ourselves to fit into the world, but in offering our authentic selves to it. By being true to ourselves, we attract the kind of attention and respect that is rooted in genuine connection and mutual respect. So how do we embrace our authentic selves in a world that seems to reward conformity? It starts with small acts of courage, choosing honesty over pleasing, passion over indifference, and uniqueness over uniformity. It's in these moments of choosing authenticity that we truly begin to be valued for who we are, not just for who we pretend to be. Consider this. Where in your life are you dimming your light to fit into someone else's expectation? How can you implement this Stoic strategy in your daily life to cultivate a more fulfilling and respected existence? Remember, the journey to self-empowerment begins with the courage to be yourself. Number 5. Let others help you. Ever struggled under the weight of your tasks? Feeling like you have to climb a mountain alone? It's like standing at the foot of a towering peak, gear on your back, eyes scanning the steep path ahead. You're determined. But a part of you wonders if you can truly make it to the top by yourself. This is where we delve into the transformative power of letting others help you. Sometimes the hurdle we face is not just the mountain before us, but the belief that asking for help is a sign of weakness. It's a battle fought in the silence of our pride, where admitting the need for support feels like admitting defeat. We live in a world that often glorifies the self-made hero, creating an illusion that success is a solo endeavor. Yet this mindset overlooks the strength found in collaboration and community. Marcus Aurelius once remarked, "Men exist for the sake of one another. Teach them then, or bear with them." This insight invites us to reconsider our solitary struggles. Aurelius reminds us that our interconnectedness is not a liability, but a source of strength and strength. Accepting help isn't about surrendering our independence. It's about acknowledging that together we are more resilient, more capable, and can climb higher than we ever could alone. Embracing the support of others opens us to new perspectives, shared strengths, and the beauty of human connection. So how can we implement this Stoic strategy in our daily lives to cultivate a more fulfilling and respected existence? Perhaps it begins with a simple step, reaching out. Whether it's asking for advice, sharing a burden, or offering your own strengths to someone in need, let's challenge ourselves to foster a community of support. As we ponder on the power of collective strength, what other Stoic strategy do you think awaits us on this path to becoming more valued, not just as individuals, but as part of a greater whole? Number 6. Stay calm and composed. Navigating the storms of life with grace and poise often seems like a feat reserved for the few. Yet here we stand at the 6th lesson, diving into a strategy that is both a challenge and a solution, staying calm and composed. Each day presents its trials, from the rush of deadlines to the unpredictability of personal relationships. Amid these whirlwinds, maintaining serenity isn't just an act of defiance, it's an art. This battle within, where stress and pressure seek to overthrow our inner peace, is a universal struggle. Emotions run high, and the pressure mounts, tempting us to lash out or crumble under stress. This internal tug-of-war not only tests our resolve, but often leaves us feeling drained and undervalued, both by ourselves and by those around us. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, eloquently said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." This profound insight serves as our beacon. Seneca's words remind us that the power to remain composed lies in our ability to pause, to breathe, and to reflect before responding. It's in this space between stimulus and response that we find our strength, our dignity, and ultimately our value. By mastering the art of staying calm and composed, we not only navigate life's storms with greater ease, but also command respect and admiration from those around us. So how do we cultivate this Stoic calm in the heat of the moment? It starts with small daily practices, taking a deep breath before responding to provocation, stepping away to gather our thoughts, and approaching each situation with the mindset that every challenge is an opportunity to demonstrate our composure. Consider the moments when maintaining your calm could transform a potential conflict into a moment of growth. How can you implement this Stoic strategy in your daily life to cultivate a more fulfilling and respected existence? Now the journey doesn't end here. Number 7. Keep some things private. Today we venture into a realm often overlooked yet crucial for cultivating self-respect and value, the art of maintaining privacy. At a time when sharing every aspect of our lives seems not only normal but expected, we are faced with the challenge of discerning what to share and what to keep close to our hearts. The constant stream of updates, photos, and check-ins has blurred the lines between public and private life, leaving us to navigate the delicate balance of openness and personal sanctuary. The internal struggle emerges from our desire to connect and be seen versus the need to protect our inner world. This challenge is amplified in an age where the pressure to overshare is omnipresent, leading to moments of vulnerability where our private life becomes too public, risking our peace and personal boundaries. Epictetus once offered a nugget of wisdom that speaks volumes to this predicament. Be silent for the most part, or if you speak, say only what is necessary and in a few words. This quote nudges us towards the Stoic strategy of selective sharing, recognizing that some experiences, thoughts, and feelings gain more value when held closely. By keeping certain aspects of our lives private, we not only protect our inner peace, but also cultivate a sense of self-respect that is appreciated by those around us. How then can we implement this strategy in our lives to enhance our value and authenticity? It begins with introspection and setting boundaries that honor our comfort levels. Reflect on what aspects of your life you wish to keep just for you or for a select few. As we carry this thought forward, ponder the balance between sharing and privacy. How can maintaining a private sanctuary enrich your relationships and self-worth? Number 8. Learn and grow continuously. Every day we're on a path that's brimming with opportunities for growth. Yet it's easy to find ourselves stuck in a rut, walking in circles. You've probably felt that moment when you're yearning to step forward, to learn something new, but there's an invisible barrier that seems to hold you back. It's like being at the edge of a vast, unexplored forest, hesitating to take that first step into the unknown. The struggle we face is the comfort of the familiar versus the uncertainty of growth. It's human nature to gravitate towards what we know, but this often comes at the cost of our development. The fear of failure, of not being good enough, can paralyze us, keeping us from the very experiences that promise growth and enrichment. Seneca said, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." This quote shines a light on our conflict, reminding us that the barrier to our growth is not the complexity of new knowledge or skills, but our hesitation to embrace the challenge. Adopting a mindset of continuous learning and growth allows us to break through these barriers, enriching our lives and increasing our value to ourselves and others. So how do we foster this continuous growth in our daily lives? It starts with embracing the unknown, stepping into new experiences with curiosity rather than fear. Each day offers a new lesson if we're open to it. Reflect on areas of your life where you've been hesitant to grow and consider small, actionable steps to challenge yourself in those areas. Number 9. Maintain a sense of mystery. As we explore the nuanced art of valuing oneself, we arrive at a powerful, though less discussed strategy, the virtue of maintaining an air of mystery. Consider the moments when you've encountered someone who doesn't lay all their cards on the table at once, whose depth becomes apparent over time, not through boastful display, but through measured reveal. This subtlety invites intrigue, respect, and a deep-seated curiosity, illustrating the magnetic pull of the mysterious. This strategic reserve is a dance between revelation and concealment, challenging in an era where the impulse to share is omnipresent. The struggle here lies in discerning what to share and what to withhold, recognizing that in the spaces left unfilled, respect and interest are kindled. The tendency to overshare can dilute the essence of our experiences, leaving little to the imagination, and inadvertently little for others to seek. Balthasar Gracian, a philosopher whose wisdom echoes the Stoic emphasis on discretion, advised, "Mix a little mystery with everything, and the very mystery arouses veneration. And when you explain, be not too explicit, just as you do not expose your inmost thoughts in ordinary intercourse." This guidance encourages us to navigate life with a sense of deliberate restraint. By doing so, we not only protect our inner sanctum, but also elevate our presence in the eyes of others. As we consider how to apply this strategy in our daily lives, let's ponder the value of what remains unseen. How might holding back certain facets of our lives enrich our interactions and deepen others' respect for us? Embrace the art of mystery and watch as the world leans in closer, eager to uncover the depth of your character. Let's carry this curiosity forward, not just as a conclusion to our series, but as an invitation to explore the uncharted territories of our personal growth. What mysteries will you choose to keep, and how will they shape the way the world values you? Throughout this journey, we've explored 9 Stoic strategies aimed at helping us become more valued, each offering a unique lens through which to view our interactions and personal growth. Yet here's the twist. The realization that the quest to be more valued by others may have led us to overlook a profound truth. Stoicism at its core invites us to understand that our intrinsic value was never up for debate. It teaches us that the pursuit of external validation often mirrors our own misconceptions about what it means to truly value ourselves. True worth is discovered not through the eyes of others, but within the quiet confidence of living true to our principles and embracing self-acceptance. Now we turn the page to you. What insights have resonated with you the most? Which strategy sparked a change in how you perceive your value? Share your stories and reflections in the comments below, for it's in our shared experiences that we find strength and inspiration. Remember, the journey towards recognizing our own value is not a destination, but a path we walk every day, filled with opportunities for growth and understanding. Have you ever found yourself ruminating, wondering how you ended up agreeing to something you initially didn't want? Have you questioned why certain conversations leave you feeling as if you're in a fog, doubting your own thoughts? It could be that you're being subtly manipulated without even realizing it. In this interconnected world, we're constantly interacting with different people, each with their own intentions and methods. Often these interactions are harmless or even enriching. But what happens when others' intentions become dark and their methods manipulative? Today, we're delving into the complex and often hidden world of manipulation. This video isn't just a simple talk, it's a revelation, a journey towards understanding the 10 most subtle and powerful forms of manipulation, and most importantly, how you can defend yourself against them. Why is this knowledge crucial? Because we live in an era where manipulation doesn't just come from the people around us, but also from larger, omnipresent structures like media and social networks. Knowing these techniques isn't just an act of self-protection, it's a step towards greater autonomy and personal freedom. Today, I'll guide you through this labyrinth, showing you how to recognize and neutralize these tactics, from gaslighting that makes you question your reality to emotional manipulation that plays with your deepest feelings. Together, we'll unravel these strategies, providing you with the tools to maintain your power and make decisions that truly reflect your desires and needs. Join me on this journey of discovery and empowerment. If you are new here, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Statistics show that only 3% of my audience is subscribed to the channel. So if this content has helped you in any way, I ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Form number 1: emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation is like an invisible chess game where the pieces are your emotions and the board your mind. Imagine walking through an enchanted forest where each tree represents a different emotion. Emotional manipulation: joy, fear, guilt. Each of these trees can be shaken by someone to make you lose your balance. First, it's crucial to understand that emotional manipulation isn't always evident. Often it's disguised as concern, affection, or even a loaded silence. The manipulator is like a skilled magician in the art of diverting your attention so you don't see what they're really doing. This process begins with small actions or words that seem harmless, but gradually envelop you in a web of doubts and fears. A common tactic is the use of guilt. Imagine a friend asking you for a favor, one that's uncomfortable or imprudent. Upon refusal, they respond with a sigh of disappointment and a look that says more than words can express. "I thought we were friends," they say, and suddenly you find yourself questioning your decision, feeling selfish for putting your needs first. Another subtle form of emotional manipulation is fear. Someone might insinuate, without saying it directly, that something bad could happen if you don't follow their advice or do what they ask. It's like being in a dark room where the only light comes from the person manipulating you, making you dependent on their guidance and direction. So how can you defend yourself against these tactics? The first step is self-awareness. Take time to know your emotions, to understand what makes you happy, sad, angry, or scared. Like a gardener who knows every plant in their garden, you must know every emotion that blooms within you. This will give you the foundation to recognize when someone is trying to play with them. The second step is to establish clear boundaries. This doesn't mean building an impenetrable wall around yourself, but rather having doors that you can open or close at will. Learn to say no without feeling guilty and accept that you can't always please everyone. The third step is to seek balance in your relationships. A healthy relationship is like a dance where both participants move at the same pace and with the same respect for each other. If you feel you're always dancing to someone else's tune, it's time to rethink that relationship. Finally, never underestimate the power of honest communication. Confronting someone who emotionally manipulates you isn't easy, but sometimes a simple "I feel this way" or "I'm not comfortable with that" can be enough to change the dynamic. Emotional manipulation is a dark art, but with awareness, clear boundaries, balance, and communication, you can become a master in the art of protecting your emotions. Remember, in the chess game of life, you are the king or queen of your own destiny. Form number 2, beware of logical fallacies. Be alert to arguments that seem logical, but are based on fallacies such as personal attacks or generalizations. In the world of argumentation, logical fallacies are like mirages in a desert. They seem to offer refuge and truth, but as you get closer, they vanish, leaving only confusion and deceit. A logical fallacy occurs when the presented argument lacks a solid foundation, although it may seem reasonable or convincing on the surface. Identifying these fallacies is crucial for navigating the maze of daily communication and protecting oneself against subtle manipulation. A common type of fallacy is the personal attack, known in Latin as ad hominem. This occurs when, instead of addressing a person's argument, their character or personal attributes are attacked. Imagine you're debating politics, and instead of responding to your points, your opponent begins to criticize your education or past. It's as if, instead of playing fair, someone decided to throw sand in your eyes to blind you and steer you away from the real issue. Another frequent fallacy is the hasty generalization. Here, a small sample or personal experience is taken and extended to an entire group. It's as if, after seeing one bird fly south, you conclude that all birds in the world fly south. This fallacy feeds on stereotypes and prejudices and is fertile ground for discrimination and misunderstandings. There's also the slippery slope fallacy, which argues that a small first step will inevitably lead to a chain of negative events. It's like saying that if you allow your child to stay up late one night, they will inevitably become a chronic insomniac. This fallacy plays with the fear of future consequences, often exaggerating possible effects. To protect yourself from these fallacies, the first step is to educate yourself about them. Knowing their forms and how they manifest in conversation is like having a map in this desert of mirages. When you hear an argument, ask yourself, is it really addressing the central point? Is it based on solid evidence or assumptions? Additionally, developing critical thinking is essential. Don't take everything you hear at face value. Question, analyze, and seek the evidence behind the arguments. Like a detective in search of the truth, don't be fooled by appearances. Finally, learn to recognize and avoid using these fallacies in your arguments. Keep your discussions focused on facts and logic, and you'll be contributing to a more honest and productive dialogue. In short, being alert to logical fallacies is like having a compass in a sea of confusing and often deceptive arguments. It keeps you on the path of reason and truth, protecting you from being manipulated by arguments that, although they shine like gold, are in reality as solid as air. Form the 3. Gaslighting detection. Recognize when someone tries to make you doubt your reality or perception. Gaslighting or psychological manipulation is a subtle and often insidious form of emotional manipulation. It's akin to a mental game where the manipulator attempts to sow doubts in the victim's mind about their memory, perception, or sanity. It's like someone slowly moving the furniture around in your house and then denying that anything has changed, making you question your reality. This tactic can take various forms. One of the most common is denial, where the manipulator simply refuses to acknowledge the truth or invalidates your experiences. It's as if you confess to having seen a shooting star, and someone insists you only imagined seeing it, even though you were completely sure of what you saw. Another form of gaslighting is the distortion of facts. The manipulator may twist reality to make you doubt your memories. For example, if you clearly remember a conversation where something was agreed upon, the manipulator might insist it never happened, or that something completely different was said. It's like being in a maze of mirrors, where each reflection distorts reality a bit more. Gaslighting can also manifest through trivialization, where your feelings and thoughts are minimized or ridiculed. It's like being told you're making a storm in a teacup over something genuinely concerning or painful to you. To detect and counteract gaslighting, it's important to trust your intuition and your memories. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Keep a record of events, conversations, and your feelings. This can be a journal or notes on your phone. Having a factual record can help you validate your experience and remember the exact details. Moreover, seek support from trusted friends or family members. Often talking to someone outside the situation can provide a clearer perspective. For more on videos, visit www.un.org and validate your experiences. Self-care and self-affirmation are also vital. Strengthen your self-esteem and remember that you have the right to your thoughts, feelings, and memories. Practicing meditation or talking to a therapist can be greatly helpful in maintaining your emotional well-being. Gaslighting is a form of emotional manipulation that can make you doubt your reality. Being informed about how it manifests and developing strategies to trust your perception are crucial steps to protect yourself from this harmful tactic. Remember, your reality is valid and deserves to be heard and respected. Form number 4. Awareness of group pressure. Identify when peer or group pressure is used to influence your decisions or beliefs. Group pressure is a powerful force and can manifest in subtle or overt ways, significantly impacting our decisions and beliefs. Often it's as if we're sailing on a choppy sea where the waves of popular opinion threaten to carry us in a direction we don't necessarily want to go. This form of social manipulation relies on our innate desire to belong and be accepted by a group. It can be as simple as dressing a certain way to fit in, or as complex as changing your beliefs or behaviors to align with those of the group. It's as if, to avoid being the black sheep, we end up following the flock, even if it leads us down a path that's not our own. To maintain awareness and resist group pressure, it's crucial to develop solid self-esteem and self-confidence. Knowing who you are and what you value is like having an anchor in that choppy sea. It keeps you steady even when the waves try to drag you away. Another strategy is to learn to recognize when you're being influenced. Sometimes group pressure is obvious, like when someone explicitly encourages you to do something. Other times it's more subtle, like when everyone in your social group adopts a certain opinion or lifestyle, and you feel an implicit need to do the same. It's like being in a room where everyone speaks in one tone, and you feel the need to adjust your voice to match them. It's also important to develop skills to say no. Establishing and maintaining boundaries is crucial. You don't have to be unpleasant or confrontational, but being firm and clear in your decisions will help you stay true to yourself. Imagine you're a tree with deep roots. Even when the wind blows hard, your roots keep you in place. Also, seek a support group that respects your individuality. Surrounding yourself with people who value diversity of thought and support your personal decisions is like finding a safe harbor where you can be yourself without fear of judgment or pressure. Finally, make decisions based on your own values and principles, not on what's popular or accepted by others. Sometimes this may mean taking the road less traveled, but it's essential for living an authentic and fulfilling life. Being aware of group pressure and learning to manage it is essential for maintaining your personal integrity and making decisions in line with your true values and beliefs. Remember, it's okay to be different and make your own decisions, even if that means not always following the crowd. Form 5. Identification of excessive flattery. Be aware of when flattery is used to gain your trust and then manipulate you. Learn excessive flattery, that shower of compliments that seems harmless, can be a very cunning tool of manipulation. It's like a sweet, attractive bait hiding a hook underneath. When someone showers you with constant praise, it can be easy to get carried away by the stream of good vibes without realizing that you're being primed for deeper manipulation. This type of manipulation plays with our ego and our need to be appreciated and valued. It's as if we're offered a magic mirror that reflects the best version of ourselves, so seductive that we forget to look behind the surface. But it's crucial to remember that when praises are excessive or don't align with reality, there are likely hidden motives behind them. To protect yourself from falling into the trap of excessive flattery, the first step is to develop a healthy self-esteem and a realistic self-assessment. Knowing your strengths and weaknesses gives you a solid foundation to evaluate the praises you receive. It's like having an internal navigation system that tells you when you're on genuine territory and when you've entered the realm of exaggeration. It's also useful to observe the context and frequency of the compliments. If praises come from someone seeking something from you or occur with unusual frequency, there are probably hidden motives. It's like when someone offers you a sweet every time they need a favor. Eventually, you start wondering if they really like you or just want something from you. Maintain a healthy emotional distance when you feel flattery is excessive. Politely thank, but don't get carried away by the praise. Think of it as carrying an umbrella on a sunny day. It may seem unnecessary, but it protects you in case it starts to rain. Seek opinions from people you trust. Sometimes an external perspective can help you see if the praises are genuine or a manipulative tactic. It's like having a second pair of eyes that help you see what you might not be able to see for yourself. Finally, learn to differentiate between sincere compliments and manipulation. Genuine praises are usually specific and relevant to the situation, while excessive flattery tends to be vague, generic, and disproportionate. Excessive flattery can be a subtle but powerful form of manipulation. By having a healthy self-esteem, critically evaluating praises, and maintaining emotional distance, you can protect yourself from being manipulated and keep your relationships based on sincerity and mutual respect. You have now reached the halfway mark of the video. I congratulate you for trying to become a better version of yourself, and I also humbly ask you to leave a comment as it helps my channel immensely. If you do not know what to comment, just write mind over body, so I know you reached this far, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Also, I've linked some books on Stoicism that helped me become the man I am today, and will also help you achieve a Stoic mindset. Form number 6, recognition of isolation tactics. Pay attention to situations where someone attempts to isolate you from your friends, family, or colleagues. Isolation is a particularly insidious and effective manipulation tactic. By separating you from your support networks, such as friends, family, and colleagues, the manipulator makes you more vulnerable and dependent, facilitating their control over you. Imagine it as being on a deserted island with no one around. You depend entirely on the person who left you there. The key to recognizing this tactic is to notice subtle or not so subtle changes in your relationships. The manipulator might start questioning your friendships or relationships, sowing doubts about their intentions or loyalty. It's as if they put a magnifying glass over every little crack in your relationships, enlarging it until it becomes an abyss. They may also use more direct tactics, such as demanding you spend more time with them alone or criticizing and devaluing the people around you. It's as if they're building a wall around you brick by brick, blocking your view and access to the outside world. To resist these tactics, it's vital to keep your relationships and support networks active, even when someone tries to convince you otherwise. Maintaining regular communication with friends and family is like having lifelines that keep you connected to reality and provide different perspectives. Another strategy is to establish and maintain clear boundaries. If someone tries to control who you associate with or how you spend your time, it's crucial to be firm and clearly communicate your boundaries. Think of it as building your fort, where you decide who enters and who doesn't. It's also important to trust your instincts. If you feel something is wrong in how someone is influencing your relationships, there's probably some truth to that feeling. Our instinct is like an internal alarm system designed to alert us when something threatens our well-being. Finally, seek external support if you feel you're being isolated. Talking to a counselor, a therapist, or even a trusted friend can provide valuable perspective and help you reaffirm your reality. Recognizing isolation tactics is crucial for maintaining your autonomy and emotional well-being. By keeping open your communication channels and trusting your instincts, you can protect yourself from being isolated and manipulated, ensuring that your relationships are healthy, equitable, and based on mutual respect. Form the 7. Alert to ultimatums. Identify when ultimatums are used to force you to make a decision under pressure. Ultimatums in manipulation are like standing on the edge of a cliff. You feel cornered with a seemingly simple but terrifying choice. A manipulator uses ultimatums to create a sense of urgency and force you to make decisions under pressure, limiting your options to what they want. Recognizing this tactic involves being aware of when decisions are presented in an extreme manner. If you really loved me, you would do this, or if you don't do this, then our friendship will end. These statements are like red traffic signals, indicating that someone is trying to control your behavior through pressure and coercion. A key characteristic of ultimatums is that they often appear reasonable at first glance, but upon closer inspection, they reveal a lack of respect for your needs and boundaries. It's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. It may seem harmless at first, but its true nature is much more sinister. To handle ultimatums, it's important to take a moment to breathe and resist the pressure of the moment. You might feel that you have to make a decision immediately, but remember, you almost always have more time than you think. Think of this as pressing the pause button in a video game. It gives you a moment to gather your thoughts and consider your options. Additionally, evaluate the consequences of each option. Ultimatums are often designed to make one option seem much worse than the other. But by examining the long-term consequences, you may find a path that aligns better with your values and needs. It's like looking at a map before choosing a route. It helps you see all the possible directions and their outcomes. Another strategy is to communicate your feelings and boundaries clearly. By expressing how the ultimatum affects you and establishing what you are and aren't willing to do, you can reaffirm your autonomy. Think of it as planting your feet firmly on the ground, showing that you're not easily swayed by the wind. Finally, if you find yourself constantly facing ultimatums in a relationship, it might be time to reevaluate that relationship. A healthy, respectful environment shouldn't be filled with threats or pressures to act a certain way. Being alert to ultimatums and learning to effectively manage them is crucial for maintaining your freedom of choice and ensuring that your decisions are based on what's best for you, not on what someone else is trying to impose on you. Stay calm, consider your options, and communicate your boundaries. These are key steps to navigating the tricky waters of ultimatums. Form, vertrate, recognizing blame. Blame is recognized when someone tries to make you feel guilty to control your actions or thoughts. It is a subtle but powerful manipulative tool, like a poison that slowly infiltrates your mind, causing you to doubt yourself and your decisions. To detect blame, it is key to recognize when someone is trying to transfer the responsibility of their actions or emotions to you, making you feel perpetually guilty. This tactic can take many forms, such as someone saying, "You make me feel bad when you don't do what I ask," or "If you hadn't done that, I wouldn't have reacted this way." It's like being given a distorted mirror that reflects all your movements as mistakes or faults. To counter blame, it is crucial to assert your own reality, remembering that your feelings and perceptions are valid. Do not let someone else rewrite your story or make you feel responsible for things outside your control. Think of it as holding a shield that protects you from the poisoned arrows of guilt. Practicing self-reflection before accepting blame is a useful strategy. Asking yourself if you are truly responsible for the situation and if the accusation is fair. It's like looking at a map before embarking on a journey, ensuring you are on the right path. Communication also plays a crucial role. Express how you feel when someone unjustly blames you and set clear boundaries. For example, you might say, "I understand you're upset, but I do not accept responsibility for your actions." It's like putting a "do not enter" sign in your emotional garden. Additionally, it is important to surround yourself with supportive and respectful people. A healthy and positive environment is like fertile soil that allows your best to flourish instead of rocky ground where nothing can grow. In summary, detecting blame is essential for maintaining your emotional and mental well-being. By recognizing and confronting this tactic, you can protect yourself from being manipulated and ensure that your actions and thoughts remain yours, free from the shadow of unjust guilt. Keep your mind clear, your boundaries firm, and your environment healthy to navigate safely through the labyrinth of blame. Form number 9, awareness of information overload. Be wary of situations where you are overwhelmed with information, often complex or confusing, to hinder your ability to make clear decisions. Information overload is like a storm in your mind. Imagine being in the center of a hurricane of data, facts, and figures swirling around you in all directions. This can make you feel confused, overwhelmed, and ultimately incapable of making informed, rational decisions. This manipulation tactic relies on flooding you with so much detail that you can't see the forest for the trees. Manipulators use this strategy to disorient you, making you more susceptible to their influences or demands. It's like being given a puzzle with too many pieces, expecting you to give up and let them take control. To protect yourself from this information storm, the first step is to recognize when you are being inundated with too much data. If you find yourself in a situation where the amount of information is overwhelming, take a moment to breathe. It's like pausing in the middle of a frenetic movie to understand the plot. Then try to simplify the information, breaking down the data into smaller, more manageable parts. It's similar to dismantling a complicated engine piece by piece, making it easier to understand and handle. Another effective technique is to ask questions. Clarifying doubts can dispel the fog of confusion. Do not be afraid to say, "I don't understand. Can you explain it differently?" It's like asking someone to turn on a flashlight in a dark room. Additionally, seek external opinions or advice. Consulting with an impartial third party can give you a fresh and objective perspective. It's like looking at a map from above, offering a clear view of the landscape. Finally, trust your instincts. If something feels overwhelming or confusing, it could be a sign that you are being manipulated. It's like an internal radar alerting you to potential dangers. Being aware of information overload is key to maintaining your autonomy and decision-making ability. By recognizing, simplifying, asking questions, and seeking advice, you can remain calm in the eye of the informational storm and make decisions that are truly yours. Remember, in a world where information is power, protecting your mind is protecting your most valuable fortress. Form number 10, identifying topic. Shifting note: when someone constantly changes topics to avoid responsibility or to confuse you. Topic shifting is like a magic trick in a conversation. One moment you're discussing an important issue, and suddenly the topic shifts to something completely different, leaving you puzzled and disoriented. This tactic is used to divert attention from sensitive or compromising topics and is a subtle but powerful form of manipulation. Think of it as being on a clear path and suddenly finding yourself in a maze of dead-end conversations. Manipulators are experts at this game of misdirection. When cornered or questioned, they quickly change the topic to evade responsibility or scrutiny. It's like a dancer performing an elegant step to avoid stepping on dangerous ground. To stay grounded amidst these conversational twists and turns, the first step is to recognize when it's happening. If you notice that the topic changes suddenly without a logical transition, it can be a red flag. It's like realizing that the landscape has suddenly changed on a journey. Once you identify a topic shift, try to steer the conversation back to the original issue. You might say something like, "That's interesting, but I'd like to return to what we were discussing before." It's like a captain redirecting their ship to the original course after a detour. Maintain calm and firmness, and don't get swept away by the current of irrelevant topics. It's like maintaining balance in the midst of strong winds. If the topic shift continues, directly question the intention. You can ask, "Why are we changing the topic?" It's similar to turning on a light in a dark room, revealing what is being hidden. Finally, establish clear boundaries in communication. If you feel the conversation is not productive or is constantly veering off course, it's okay to end the discussion. It's like knowing when it's time to leave a game that is not being played by fair rules. Identifying topic shifting is crucial for maintaining honest and transparent communication. By recognizing, redirecting, and questioning these changes, you affirm your right to a meaningful and respectful conversation. Remember, in the art of conversation, staying the course is as important as knowing how to navigate. In this journey through the 10 ways to recognize and confront manipulation, we have explored a range of tactics used by those who seek to influence our decisions, emotions, and perceptions in an unethical manner. From emotional manipulation to topic shifting, each strategy reveals how manipulators operate and how we can defend ourselves to maintain our autonomy and integrity. It's important to remember that awareness is our most powerful shield. By knowing these tactics, we are better equipped to identify and counteract attempts at manipulation in our daily lives. It's like having a map in complicated territory, guiding us towards safety. Manipulation can present itself in various forms and in different areas of our lives, whether in personal relationships, the workplace, or even the public sphere. However, with the right knowledge and skills, we can stand firm against these challenges, protecting our minds and emotions from unwanted influences.